Hey guys, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be doing this. This is like such a huge honor. I never thought I'd be doing something like this, so super pumped. But all right, can you guys see my screen?
We see it.
Cool. Okay. Thank you for the really sweet intro, Nelson. As you mentioned, I'm Jade. I'm a senior Viz analytics consultant with Analytic Vizion, and I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. So not a Georgia person. I'm kind of just hanging out, mooching off y'all's ATUG because it's too much fun. But really, I'm like working my dream job now. And through this, I was introduced to Miro, and I realized how using Miro and Tableau together for an entire dashboard project can really just like help the analyst, help your client or your team really communicate and work together. So I wanted to talk about from beginning to end what this looks like. So a quick overview. We're in the tool Miro right now, actually. But I wanted to show you how I use Miro to work on a dashboard project from anywhere from discovery to the data sources, wireframing, overall project management, and documentation. Quick warning, it is a little Tableau light. Like I'm not going to be touching Tableau as much. We're going to be in more Miro world, but I really think it's a good way to communicate with your clients, have everybody be on the same page, and help the clients or team that you're working with see the vision that you have for your dashboard. It enables a Tableau user to better use Tableau in a remote world. So what is Tableau? What is Miro? I'm sure you guys all know what Tableau is. It's this awesome tool we get to use to visualize our data in reports to help users make better business decisions and solve problems. And then Miro is an online collaborative whiteboarding tool. It's similar to a Google Doc. You can have multiple people working on different aspects of it at the same time. So let me do a quick walkthrough on Miro so you're not too overwhelmed. Basically, you have your canvas, which is this in the middle. You can do all kinds of stuff to it, and I'll show you in a little bit. But we have our main board menu where you can look at the project that it's in, your settings, alerts, you've got a search feature. You've got interactivity that you can do with the team, people that are in here, as long as they have the link. You've got polls, you can do notes, there's an activity timer. And you can also see who's in the dashboard now. We got Nelson hanging out with me. Thank you. You're able to show reactions and just kind of, oh, hey, there he is. Just see who's here and share it with other people. And then we have our toolbar, which is the thing I use the most. It'll look a little different for everyone, and you can always customize it. But what it is, it has Miro's templates, frames, which is what you see the slide in, sticky notes, you can do text, shapes, highlight, draw, all kinds of things like that. We've got our navigation down here where you can zoom in and out, and then frames, comments, and slides down here. You can just kind of open and close that. But all right, so now that you know the lay of the land, that's a lot. You can always go to Miro's website. They have tons of how-to videos and how to get started, but I was really surprised. The learning curve wasn't as bad as I thought. I picked it up pretty quickly, and I think it's a really easy tool to use. And I've found that our team and other clients, as we work with them in projects, they like using it too, which is the best part. So let me zoom out. This is the my Miro board's entire canvas. We've got the intro we just went over, but here are all the other things we're going to tackle today. Like I said, for a dashboard project, beginning to end. So I wanted to ask, when you think about you're starting a brand new dashboard project, what are the struggles you experience when building your dashboard for the team, especially virtually? This could be going through status updates across disjointed email threads, remembering who your intended audience is. Oh, Nelson just added a good one. When you lose the dashboard link in an email, it's in this string, you can't find it. They're like, can you send me the link again? Where's this at? That's super annoying. Putting together documentation. I have a guy on my team. He's wonderful, but he can't stand documentation. So we're going to talk about how to make that a little easier. Discovery and brainstorm session from the beginning. Or even, what's another one? For me, remembering, what are the next to-do items on the dashboard based on feedback. So like, maybe I've showed them a version 1 or 2 and I hear back from the team like, oh, let's change these things. But keeping up with all that can sometimes be hard. The struggle is real. So I'm sure you guys experience pain points like this, maybe more, but I'm going to walk through how I use Miro to address all of these. So an example project to think about for this scenario is we have a worldwide company that would like us to help them visualize their global lease agreements to better understand their current locations, their employees, their square footage, and their costs. This is actually based off of my interview project for AV. So I thought it was a good example to walk through. So first thing you want to do is your dashboard discovery with your team, right? So the discovery session is typically the first step in a project where you work with the team to brainstorm, identify your vision, goals, audience, all of that. So I love using Miro for this because what I do beforehand is I kind of start out with a board and I add a table. That's what this is with my key categories. And before the meeting, I created this table, and then the black text is kind of questions I have or things based off maybe the SOW or just like conversations, Google searches I've had about the project, about the company that I know to be true. So key things you want to hit is your audience. Who is a target audience for this dashboard? Why are they using it? What are the questions that your audience is trying to answer? Any key metrics that need to be a part of this. So we know that they want to see worldwide, right? So we need country, region, lease ID, employee counts, square footage. All of the stuff in black is things that I thought about beforehand. And then key features. Some people want to be able to download summary data, but then you've got the high level. We need to filter by country. We need to have these kind of things. And then you can also kind of help guide the conversation for the desired UX or customer journey. Do you want to start global and go down to lease view, that kind of thing. So beforehand, I put this together and then I send this Miro link to the team and we're able to walk through it and talk, and people can add sticky notes to different locations. And, we brainstorm these ideas together, and it's a huge success. It really gets everybody on the same page. So this is the most important part for me, because I'm always able to reference back, wait, did we want to show this? I may not be aware of risk officers and why they would need to see something like this. So it's super helpful for me as an analyst. So not only is Miro good for dashboard discovery, but we also have to think about our data source modeling. So data modeling is basically creating a visual representation of your information systems and kind of how you want them to relate or what exists. And so again, for this project, this is not only, so parts of this is from my interview, but this is from an actual client meeting that we had. I just changed a few things and it was super helpful. I knew that in Blue, they had portfolio data, we had HR data, they wanted market data, and we would need to geocode the Latin long. So I used shapes in Miro to kind of connect everything. These are just your basic, square, rectangle, circle kind of thing. And you can always add arrows to connect to different pieces. So I put some of this together beforehand just to have a foundation to walk through, but any questions I had, I might put in yellow, and if we, confirm that that's what we want, you can change it to green. We can add sticky notes to say we're going to need to tie in market data based on the city so we can see what are we above or below market, but we don't have that yet. We need to get third-party data. It's just a good way to, data model. But my favorite part that I use from Miro is dashboard wireframing. It's awesome. So wireframing is this basically where you want to get maybe low, medium, high fidelity of a draft of what your actual dashboard is going to look like. It's not interactive. It's just a picture so they can see your vision. This is my favorite part, and Miro doesn't have templates out of the box for Wireframe, but Nelson is awesome, and he's developed this that anyone can use. So over here in your toolbar, you have access to templates, and I mean, there's so much, because Miro is used way for things that are outside of Tableau dashboarding, but to be specific, you can see what's personal and shared. But all you have to do, search for Nelson's name, and then you'll have this template that he's created, and you can plop it into your dashboard. And what it is you've got kind of an outline where maybe you want to put filters, your KPIs, any questions and notes. It also comes with a visual vocabulary. I'm sure you guys are familiar with, why would you need to use certain charts for certain things? So sometimes that can be good to reference with the client or team. But what I really love about it is all these sticky notes. You can assign, each person that is going to be a part of the meeting a color, and they can drag and drop to wherever, like I want to filter for country, I want to filter for city, that kind of thing. And it's really easy to go in here and drop in the things that that they're going to want to see. So like we need a KPI for the number of leases. We might need a KPI for, rentable square feet, that kind of thing. You start out with this is a great way to start out with a low fidelity wireframe to get metrics, any questions out all in one space. You also have these cards that you can use. You can add stickies underneath them, or they pop out and you're able to type like what kind of data sources you want. So you can always fill that up too. But what's extra cool is Miro has a chart app, and this thing is awesome. So Miro makes it really easy to on the fly when they say, oh, I want to see my countries with leases or with the most leases. You could do a bar chart. Again, it's a chart element over here. You click it and you have the options of a pie, bar, or a funnel, and it'll spit out an example. You can't change the colors or anything, but then you can also configure it. So I'll do an example. So say I know the client wants to see leases by occupancy. So you click it, you can drag, and then right now it's just a basic chart. You can double click, give it a title. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Add the title to it. Sorry, guys. Kind of find the cough. But anyway, it makes it really easy to just drag and drop different viz elements that you need on the fly. There's even more handy tools that I love, including Miro's Wireframe library and their icon finder. So the Wireframe library is awesome because it already looks like things that exist in Tableau, like the search menu and drop-down feature. So you can click that over here and you've got all these options. I love this one because it looks very similar to Tableau's filter. And you can add that to your wireframe. And the icon finder is similar. It's exactly like the icon finder website. Like you saw before, donut chart wasn't an option in Miro's chart, so you can just type in donut chart. And bam. You've got your chart example for your wireframe. Now this is even cooler. So, oh, hold on, let me back up. So once you put all that together, you're able to put another version together of a wireframe, your lease agreements globally. This is 2 boxes, and then we've got text. You've got your wireframe drop downs. And these are all text and icons. These are the charts that you can click into and change. And then you can add images and icons on top of images. It's pretty fantastic. And Miro also makes it easy for mobile. So you can wrap your design in a phone layout. Oh, come on. What you doing? And then click show device. And it looks like just like you would see in a mobile app. So it's really easy to swap if you're going to use Tableau's mobile layout feature to show the team or the client what that would look like. Just super cool. We've had clients really love this feature. So now that we've got our wireframe put together, we need feedback on it. So again, like I would share the Miro link with the team, and sorry. And then people can come in and add notes to things that they want to change. You can add sticky notes like we were looking at before. Maybe we want to add a company logo up here. You can add comments and tag people. So we know that we need to use company brand colors, but I may not know what they are. So I can always tag, the director of marketing or whoever's involved to get us that kind of information. And people can always drag and drop in different things based on feedback. So now that I know we've got a wireframe, we know the data's there, like I, as the Tableau developer, need to make changes. So I use this personally as just like my own little legend and sticky notes is to kind of color code everything. So as I look at my wireframe and as I work in Tableau, I go back and forth. Any note, question, or action item, I leave in the default yellow color. If it's just a note about maybe the timeline or deadline, I'll keep that in blue or just kind of extra notes. Dark yellow is something I've got in progress. So someone said they wanted to add the detailed market comparison visual. That's taking a little more time to build out. So that's in progress. So it was our top 10. Things in green are completed. And then things in red is like, okay, we wanted it, but now we decided we don't need that. We don't need a filter here. We want something else. Like a stacked bar. But it's really easy to go in and change these as you're working. So I usually just have 2 screens, like my Miro over here and my Tableau dashboard over here, and I'm able to incorporate the changes I need. If you want even more control, they have over the whole project, you can have a Kanban board, which is one of Miro's templates. And you can easily have like your action plan of everything from what you need to do to what's in progress to what's done. And you can easily move these into different categories. So everyone on the project with access to the board can see the status of the whole shebang. Okay, I have a little funny here because obviously like I'm about to transition you to something and it's going to be a fully baked dashboard, but I know that like as you're working on this, you're going to have version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that look more refined, more detailed. So I just kind of wanted to not take up too much of your time, but what I would normally do is like each time I have a wireframe, I would just duplicate it in Miro and then make changes to it, duplicate it, add the date, that kind of thing. So let's draw the rest of the daggum out. So now we have version whatever, and you've got your final dashboard with your lease agreements and their global presence, your KPIs, your metric selection, your map, your pie charts, that kind of thing. Now it's all in one place. You've got the final dashboard. You can link out to that, to where it's located. For this example, it's in Tableau Public. You can also link to different elements in the Miro board. So you're looking at this, you're like, wait a minute, is this the right audience? Does this answer the questions that we were initially thinking about? You can click that and it'll take you right back to the frame where you had all that discussion. You can, this one will link to your data source lineage. You can add other important documentation for, data definitions, that kind of thing. You come in here and add what you need to add. So Miro is a great way to do all that documentation. It's all in one place, like I said. But while it's Tableau Lite, I still have some Tableau, I promise. So you've got your Miro all in one place, but your dashboard still might be saved somewhere else. So let's put them together. You can embed this whole Miro board into your Tableau dashboard. All you have to do is click this share button, click the embed. You can set the start area, but I'm going to leave it as is. You copy this embed code. Now I'm just going to paste it into the Miro board to be easy. And then you want to copy everything in the hyperlink. Now let's go to Tableau. So here's my Tableau dashboard. You guys. I've got my global presence dashboard. We've got a couple other tabs, but we also want to add this Miro for documentation. So what this is, I've pulled in a web object. We just want to edit the URL. Let it load. And voila, you can see the board, and it's fully interactive. You can see like where my cursor is, and you can move things around here too. And if you have the right permissions, you can edit it as well. Yeah, it's fun. So going back here in our Miro board, I can show you the final product.
Jade, I know it's beautiful, but don't cry.
By the way, some people say don't believe in magic, but now I do.
You guys are sweet.
I
So
love all these tips because I've been using Miro, but had no clue that you could do all this stuff. Like I just would not have thought to do this with it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's helped me so much keeping up with like multiple projects at the same time, that kind of thing. If you ever do want to look at this later and maybe not watch the video, I do have all of this out on a blog post, and you're welcome to use this QR code to access. But that's all I got. Sorry, I think I've been sick this week, so I'm battling a cold, but I can still answer any questions if you guys have them.
So, first off, Jade, fantastic stuff. I'm just cheering for you to get through everything. You kind of resemble one of the people who's like walked into a room who's allergic with cats and like you're trying to hold it back a little bit.
I'm just so emotional about this.
Really, the depth of your emotion on this just really speaks to it. But
gosh, when you put Tableau and organization in one world, it's just like beautiful.
I love it. I love it. I would just be like super curious as you've engaged with people who are used to like, hey, let's get together and draw on the whiteboard. Do you feel like can you do all those same things and maybe more with this? Like, what would you kind of say from a game? Is this the game changer that it looks like it is?
For me, it is, because while I do miss being in person, I'm a 7 Enneagram, and I like do miss collaborating in the real world with people. Even when we put stuff on whiteboards, you have to take pictures of it, and it's just hard to like reference back to it. I feel like you can accomplish the same brainstorming and understanding like in a video chat like this and in Miro.
Out of curiosity, Jade, I saw a question. Someone was asking, do you happen to know if there's integration with Tableau Public, like what you were doing before, like embedding the Miro board into the dashboard? Does that work on Tableau Public? Oh, you were on Tableau Public. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, Jade, you're on mute, but it totally works. And you can have an embed link that is kind of, it'll work forever.
Very cool.
Yeah, people just show up. If they were to go in there, they would just show up as guests.
Yep. But yeah, thank you guys.
That was incredible. And one of the questions in chat was actually the one I had before we went on. Christina asked about it being similar to Mural and what about, because I've worked with Mural, but not Miro. And so just if somebody wasn't looking at chat, that they're paying attention to this. The overwhelming response that you guys had was you compared them, you did your research, you read some blog posts and said, well, when working with Tableau, that Miro was the better choice.
Yeah, that was, and again, we evaluated them for like, I don't know, a couple of days, and this one was cheaper, had more integration, and it has a really strong community. And so I think we see this one show up a lot more with different clients and opportunities and so forth. So we've not really revisited the conversation. They're similar platforms. They're designed to do similar things, but we find this to just be super simple. So
Yeah, like I said, the learning curve was really easy for me, and I did everything in this board I did in Miro, except for the Tableau dashboard, obviously, but it's super handy.
Jade, I'm curious. So you're our Miro master. I'm curious. You know, when you publish a dashboard, we all know that the first version, it's not going to be the final version, right? So I'd love for you to just demonstrate how you would start a meeting to then get feedback on a published dashboard to take it from V1 to V2.
So what I would do, I mean, I can show you guys. If you've got a published dashboard, what I typically do is I just take a screenshot of the dashboard that we're talking about, go back to my Miro board, we'll put it in the wireframe section, and you can paste it in here. And now you've got like what the client's seeing, and you can add to it.
Nice. And I know you're fighting through the cold, but another thing I've seen you do is you'll create a frame that's dated. We'll take screenshots of the people that attended the call. You know, there's a ton of stuff you can do. Yeah, I love this.
Yep. And so what I'll do, like when I was talking about the iterations before, I'll kind of just, oh, thanks, Nelson. I will basically duplicate this and then change the date and keep going as it goes farther and farther. And normally this isn't a screenshot, like it's all of the different pieces in your dashboard and like elements. So you can use it just like Figma in that way, if y'all are used to using that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Christina asked, how do we find more stuff on Miro's community and other helpful resources?
I haven't looked too much, I will sign in, but they do have videos, and I think like training courses you can take. They have a YouTube channel. Even in the templates, like you can see, you can preview it and use it, and maybe, and sometimes they have little videos to show you how they work. I think sometimes too, there's like notifications that'll just pop up. I don't know where those are, but I mean, like, hey, this is new. Try this template out. Check this out. You can embed Miro into Teams meetings, all kinds of stuff. I mean, Miro itself is pretty powerful, but I know this is a Tableau user group, so I didn't want to get too Miro crazy.
Well, and Jade, hit that template thing one more time, because
Yeah.
in there you have the community, which I think is about 2/3 of the way down to the community template. It's called the Miroverse, right? And so you've got some really complex, beautiful things that people use for UX design, for
Oh yeah.
you know, facilitation of meetings, and you can do agile retrospectives. Like there's so much that you can do in here. So it's super cool to see all this stuff.
They make it easy. Cool.
Great job, Jade. That was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I got a little sick there for a second.
You did fantastic. That was so entertaining, and there were so many questions. Go back and read through the chat when when you're done, Jade, because
Okay.
that was that. I don't know if we've had so many comments on chat before.
Oh, yay. Well, thanks. Love you guys. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can.